Okay, hello everyone. It's been actually a long while since I have recorded anything, but I just wanted to have some sort of like break from it. Most of things. I haven't been active um, on the Instagram as well, and I guess I'm going to be running this YouTube channel by myself now because my sis is very busy and seems to be even busier now than she got the college place or upper secondary school, which we talk in Finland here. Anyway, she won't be having it in less time than I have to actually get any recordings done. So today's agenda for me was to actually take a look at how my Cattleyas are doing, what I was thinking about of them, and I thought I'd bring you with me. And I took some of the Cattleyas you can actually see behind on this picture now. It's like on this video now on the screen. Sorry. Learning to speak. So so they are from another room. So I have some behind me. I'm going to get them, and might be switching the camera position every now and then. But let's get to it. So this is supposed to be Laelia tenebrosa. Brosa, I think it would be pronounced. Aurea. It grew this leaf with me, this higher one here, this one, yep. So it's looking a bit odd. To me it looks more like how would you say, Cattleya type, but it might be just really oddly two pseudobulbs on each other. I'm not sure if I'm able to focus it. Okay, now you can actually see. So this is acting in a really strange way. I'm not actually sure how it's supposed to be growing, why it's growing like this, because it was only a leaf there. So now I have like oh gosh, it's really difficult here. I'm not actually sure what it is. Oh, sorry, I'm still out of focus. So if you take a look at that, it's sort of looking like Vandacious orchid. I'm really puzzled with this one, and I don't know. I'm probably going to just let it be, grow, and then see if it's. If you have ever seen how aurea looks like when it's growing up, please. I'm sorry, aurea tenebrosa is growing. Please let me know. Yeah, what I know about the tenebrosa, it's not Laelia actually nowadays. It's more of I think it's now in the Cattleyas, one of the Cattleyas. There was this funny battle between Laelias and Cattleyas during the 19th century, and some of the Brazilian Laelias became Laelia and not Cattleya, and nowadays it's considered the Mexican Laelias are the true Laelias, and these are just funny Cattleyas. So not funny, but part of Cattleyas, but they have some sort of like, I don't remember what this was. But anyway, I'll tell you when we get to other Laelias, which I have, or nowadays, Cattleyas, former Brazilian Laelias. So this is not the only one I have. It should flower early summer months, it gets quite tall. It's supposed to get really tall, like 30 centimeters. It's extinct in the wild. Don't worry, this is meristem, so this is not taken from the wild or anything like that. And it used to be, well, it was deciduous, well, growing on trees, so that's about it. And there used to be more of like older clones, which were really famous during the 40s, I guess, 50s, but they are almost disappeared. And the blooms should last at least 3 weeks, maybe several more. But yeah, if this is actually tenebrosa. So, well, we'll wait and see. This came from Schweizer, and my local orchid society said that they look like they supposed to be those flowers. So, because I'm not like really highly knowledgeable with these Cattleyas, this is my first year with Cattleyas, so I'll just go with the flow and let them grow. They're in my paludarium, which is full of it has like a little bit of water reserve, and then there's fountain, so it's staying moist. And I have a fogger, which is people usually used for the reptiles. Although I think it was one of these which didn't what I read, they don't like that much light, but because these are seedlings, I'm just giving them light, humidity and warmth, because we are living in Finland. It's not like tropical Brazil. so that's why I'm keeping it that way. And this is supposed to be gouldiana. It was Schweizer again. So this is why I say it's supposed to be, because some suggested that this looks more like Oncidium type. Not quite sure. Haven't been growing any Laelias, so wait, I'll try to focus. Yeah, you can see. So this is a new suitable which grew funny position. I think there is like 2 separate plants, if you can see there. So sorry about the shakiness of the hand. Now it's better. So I think there is like 2 plants. I lost the third one. There's actually new roots coming down there. So it's liking its life and growing new growth both ways. So Laelia gouldiana, allegedly. So what I know about this one, it's endemic in central Mexico. So now we go to Mexico, and I think this is Laelia. I haven't noticed that it has been moved to some other place, but anyway, it likes to stay drier than most Cattleyas. So yeah, it did actually. I had like 3 of them in that pot, and I raised the water level so much that it was actually touching the water. So the one of those 3 actually got it just melted off. So that's like the reason why I only have 2 of them anymore. But anyway, I paid for 1 plant, so this is good enough. So there's the Laelias, the small one, my seedlings, and I'll move this and maybe look the next level up. I think we go to Cattleyas next. Just a second. Okay, these are my next ones. Oh dear, the light is getting worse. Just a second, I'll try to open up the curtain a bit. Well, it's not curtain, it's like those. Yeah, now it's a bit better. Okay, you might actually see something now. So these ones, because these were like the next level up, you can actually see my monsters behind there. Say hello. So, okay, so this is the first one. And I had a bit of poo-poo with this one. I was repotting it, and this just snapped. I didn't handle it any funny, weird way, so it might have been like broken already. Maybe from the transport. This came from Schwerter as well. I'll show you the name. This is quite known in it's like, it's one of those. Just a second. Okay, let's try again. So this is the lueddemaniana, and this one is Cattleya bowringiana, and that's also from Schwerter. Woo! And there goes the name. Well, anyway, I'm not going to lift it up yet. So let's talk about our lueddemaniana first. It's in the early days when it was found somewhere in the tropics in South America. It was actually originally mixed with Cattleyas maxima. It's supposed to be only one-leaved Cattleya, which is strange because I have here like 2 leaves on it now. It's supposed to be the actual, yeah, so I'm not sure. Maybe it has some sort of like funny odd thing. These new growths actually grew after I had cut this, so maybe it just panicked and decided that now it needs something new. I could actually take this stakes off already because it's quite firm in its pot, and it really likes to grow roots. As you can see, this one is like grown there. So it's growing really funny angle, but because I have like a little bit like a bump, so there it's like I have the media made like sort of a hill, so it's like crawling on it. This lueddemaniana is actually my sister's, but she's way too busy to take care of her orchids, so I have them here. I have one other with me as well. So it was called at some point speciosima, or is somehow, well, some places are calling still that, and that was because of there was like multiple people naming it, and some named lueddemaniana and some maxima, speciosissima, and it's endemic in coastal Venezuela, and it should flower from December to March. And seed appears right after growth has matured. So this is a seedling plant, since if you take a look, there's the seedling bulbs. So it's not, I guess it's not yet grown that much so that it could actually flower. And so, yeah, it's like, it has this like really round pseudobulbs. This is a little bit like flattened, and these small little leaves, and it looks really nice. And yeah, it's funny to seems to like to grow, but I'm only babysitting this. So this one, this was my is my bowringiana. It's the red variety. I think it's more like lilac-y. I don't remember, but it's that common color which you find everywhere, and I wanted to have something really like colorful this time. That's why I have all this like Cattleyas, which has really like striking colored flowers when they do flower. I actually have a seed here, and I'm sure there is actually something growing upwards. I don't have light now to show you, but there is like this shadow thing. Not sure if it's going to actually do that, but what I know about the bowringiana, it's quite easy going Cattleya. Good for people who are just starting with Cattleyas or anyway with orchids, and they do like to flower even though you're like mistreating them. So if I think it's like 15 flowers or something you could get, like if you're really good with growing this up. But if you're just beginning and you want to something which might actually flower, you use this, buy this one. It used to be really common back in the days, but because everybody had one of them, I think it's like rhubarb in Finland, everybody has like one at the back garden. But because after 80s, people started to live so much in cities, and they sort of like got fed up with all this farming stuff. So we lost like loads of rhubarbs. So nowadays people actually are buying rhubarbs from nurseries in order to get rhubarbs. It's not that common to have rhubarb in the backyard. But anyway, back to the subject. My bowringiana, my rhubarb. So it's supposed to be dark green, pink, red form, and it's species that is, all the sources were telling that it's been used in lots of different hybridizations. I assume it's because it's growing that much and that fast. I only bought this like in, it actually needs to be watered soon because it's growing now, so it needs lots of like water running down. So this is not that water retentive, and it's really shallow pot. But anyway, as you can see, there is a new one growing there. Not sure if you can actually see, but yeah, it's like, yeah, there it is. So now you can see. So it has 3 new growths. This didn't have sheath. This didn't. This one has. Well, I don't know if this is going to grow anything. No, cannot see anything. But on the other hand, this had like 2 leaves before it started pushing out another one. It's been flowering before, as you can see, so it came like that to me, so I assume it's going to be able to flower more. So as you can see, I have just reported it. It's been disturbed. It has come from Germany to Finland. So yeah, it's a nice plant. Picks up quite fast what it was doing. So this one is native to Central America, around Belize, Guatemala. Bowringiana, it's really odd. Cattleya, you can actually find it as lithophite on rocks in full sun, or in growing as terrestrial in the sand next to a river. So, and of course on the trees like normal orchids are doing as epiphyte. And the best part, and the reason why I wanted this, as well as the color of it, was that it's supposed to smell like hot apple cider and spice cookies. So I'm really waiting for to actually smell that flower when the fall comes. And it's supposed to be flowering during the autumn, which is like, it's trying to do it. So yeah. Looking forward to that. You can find on my Instagram more of the pictures if it's actually flowering. And what else I could tell you about this? Yeah, well, it was originally named as Cattleya autumnalis, but it was somebody was faster or something and it became bowringiana? Or was it so that it was named afterwards as a Porin's Cattleya, as some sort of like memoria or something like that? So I don't remember the whole story, but yeah, very nice little Cattleya. Highly recommend it. Wouldn't be without it. And here's the next one. May I introduce you? This is actually Cattlechea. Cattlechea. Sorry, I don't have the name tag here. It was dropping off all the time. It was really like growing out of its pot, but I was waiting for new roots, which are pushing there. Don't want to show it too much because of I just reported it. It came from sphagnum block. That's why it's so wet in there. I didn't want to have this shock to go into this dry media right away, so I give it like a soak in the water. I am hoping it's going to keep most of its roots, but yeah, there is coming some new roots and new growth. This is actually one of the funny ones which has like 3 leaves. So again, the name, sorry, Cattlechea, Siam, Jade, Avo. Yeah, okay. I don't know that much about it. It's like cross between it's really like complicated cross. I'm going to put down below the names so you can actually check them out and read more about them. I think this is sort of like pyloric. It has this lovely green colored flower with a white lip, and so because it's pyloric, the sepals or petals, don't remember, are also white, so it's mimicking the lip color there. I didn't order this originally. It came for me as an accident. It was so that our society, the Finnish Orchid Society, was ordering, like, we group order from nurseries every year. So this was one, this time it was Huerta, and they had some sort of a hiccup. The person who was making the orders doubled one order, and I just told them that okay, I can buy those 3 plants which were like a surplus. So this came in because I'm not a fan of pylorics. That's why I have more of like species Cattleyas than these like complicated crosses. I have just now came into the conclusion that I could try to find something else than primary crosses or species. So this came with me. It has 2 new eyes there. You might actually see them. And some roots growing. So I was about to tell you how this grows. So the Cattlechea, Siam, Jade, Avo, I think it has some sort of like price or something, not sure, but it's like it grew this one while it was with me. It was like really like small eye when I got it this early May, and this was the last suitable. It was already matured. This one just matured. You can see it's really glossy and new. So, and I think it had this one actually growing as well, because it was like, it looked really fresh too. So it might have had like 2 eyes. Anyway, this has now 2 new eyes. One has started bulging, and this is the time when this starts to actually grow its roots. So this mature completely, starts a new eye, and then it's popping out the new roots for itself. So I had to wait like 2 months in order to actually start get it to report, because it's I didn't want to disturb the roots while I wasn't growing new ones, because I was especially because the change is so dramatic so I just waited for that. So that's all. If you're buying this, you need to wait. But yeah, second, and I'll switch. So this is short introductory as well. So this is RLC Golf Green. It's written here hairy pig, but some sources says it's supposed to be hair pig. Not sure. Is there some sort of like difference between them? But that's all basically I know. It's like Wrinklia, Cattleya cross, which is there is multiple different species behind it. So it's cross between Cattleyas moscombe and Wrinklia digbyana. And I have some sort of thing for digbyana, apparently. Didn't know that, but I have. Because this is not the only one which we have. Actually, this is my kid's orchid. He wanted to have this. So I'm showing it because it's in the same household until now. I might have like some sort of like back bulb division or buying myself my own, because I really like this one too. It seems to be growing quite nicely. The problem with this one, it's like it's creeping between, oh, hold on, but it's really like, I just repotted it, and this was the only pot that I had which was like shallow enough, I guess that's called, like it's not too tall, because it didn't have that good root system. Ooh, I'm so scared of cutting that new growth. If I don't move it, if it's okay, I don't move it anymore. I think I have to actually stake this one, so it's not going to be like bouncing on this. But yeah, so anyway, I was telling, so this one I just reported because it started, again, it was like this. It needed to have this grown, just started growing. And now it started growing these like the root for this bulb. So it has the same thing as the Siam Jade has. So I don't know if they have some common nominator. Might be that Siam Jade had also digbyana behind it. Don't know. Don't quote me on that because I really didn't check. But yeah, I should actually look more into the Siam Jade, but there isn't that much information of that. But yeah, that's called hair pig or hairy pig. So let's go a bit bigger, or do we take, yeah, I think we could take my, Laelia purpurata. So this one, so this Laelia purpurata, it's the name of graciata and roada concolor. I think it's pronounced graciata and roada concolor. Not sure how to pronounce them, don't know which part of the world they are from. But yeah, I bought this 2 years ago. I think it was 2019 I bought this. Spring 2019, so 2 summers ago, that I can say. It was seedling. It had like a couple of bulbs here, and they just popped off. This, I don't know what happened with it. If you look here, it's it has lost a leaf. I don't know what happened to it. It started getting this really black thing on the leaf, and I decided that enough is enough. I'm going to, yeah, I just wanted to like make sure, and I cut the whole leaf off and was following. I think this one is actually burned from the light. up there because yeah, but it's really difficult to, I have only 2 hands. But yeah, anyway, it's like don't know why the other leaf was, maybe it had some sort of damage and it got some sort of infection, and so I cut it off. But yeah, so this, it came with this bulb, which I cut the leaf off. So as you can see, the pseudobulb is bigger than this one, but the basis of the pseudobulbs, this one is bigger, the front one is bigger than the one which lost the leaf. If this would just focus, there you go. Okay, so that's actually bigger. And then when we go to the root system, it looks really nice. It likes to grow new roots. And of course this has been here like 2 years, so it's like stabilized. And there's actually growing new growth. It's like growing non-stop. When the other one has well matured enough, as you can see this one, I cannot even show you the, yeah. So this leaf, it doesn't show that much. I could actually measure it, but it's really huge. So when I put it into my shelf, I cannot actually fit this one. It's damaged a bit from up there, which you cannot see, but you have to take my word for it, because my shelf, I think it's like it's like 60 centimeters or something. So this is going above it. So it was like bashed on there, and that's why it's like bent. So I have to be more careful with this one. I might have to put it on tabletop or something when this actually matures, because I don't want to, I want the leaves look nice, although it does have the lost one leaf and so. But yeah, it actually was growing so huge, the pseudobulb, that if you can see, it's actually the sheath with this cover, which they have, it actually like burst itself out of it when it like got hardened, because the pseudobulb was still like bulging more, so it's really huge. So this one meant business. So I'm waiting it to maybe flower in 1 or 2 years, if I'm good with getting it to flower. Don't know how it's going to be, but yeah, anyway, this is Laelia, or nowadays Cattleya. This is the old Brazilian Laelias, and there was this funny, so now I remember, so it was the Battle of Polinias. So I think these have like 8 Polinias and the Cattleyas have like 4, or was it the other way around? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Don't take my word for it, check it. So I call it Battle of Polinias because every now and then when I'm reading about anything about those old Laelias, which are now in Cattleyas group, there is this really huge fight about the Polinias, or they are like saying like, because there is this much, many of them, they are their own like section of the species or something, so it's like funny. But yeah, this purpurata, which is like the species purpurata, these are just name clones, I think that's the correct term for it. So they grow apparently hot to cool, but not cool like in Finland. I guess the cool like 15 degrees or something, which is like summer here. And they are from Brazil, surprise, surprise. And they bloom late spring through fall, so it depends on the species, I guess. Or the, I don't know what, not, well, this is one species, so, well, anyway, it says like that. Don't take my word for it, just go and Google. And it's fragrant, and apparently it's supposed to be anise scent. That's interesting, I like anise. And it needs dry winter rest. So I assume if it stop one day it will actually flower. I'm going to give it a like dry winter rest. The thing is, it didn't like stop growing. It has now grown or started now the second growth for this summer. I think it started this January. It's been growing like non-stop. So I don't know, I might have to look more into that. So should I actually give it like some sort of vacation between the pseudobulbs? But because it starts already when the other one is just still bulging. So I have to be more quick, maybe. Yeah. But anyway, next one. Sorry about the light. I was hoping to have a sunny day, but no, we don't get sun today. So yeah, so we have to go with this one. So this one is BC Jairak Kiku. I cannot actually say that much about this one. Some of the sources that I was reading, it's so full of fruits that I cannot fit this. That's why I actually lost the tag for that Siam Jade, because it was just so full of fruits. So as you can see, this is just, it was supposed to be like in smaller pot, I guess. Some of the sources said, like shallow pot. But I think it has filled this pot, its pots quite well. The problem with this one is it has really like flimsy pseudobulbs, especially when they are growing. So that's why I have that green metal wire around them. And then I have this green spatula here. It was just one like green plastic portion which I found to actually support that, because that pseudobulb has broken. So when you're handling this, be careful, because this is really whimsical, and honestly I managed to actually crack that pseudobulb. I'm not sure if it's going to fix itself or something, but I just stabilized it in case it's still like attached somehow. So it might actually survive. The leaf is still looking quite okay if it would actually focus on that. So it's supposed to be okay and looking quite nice. Not sure what it's going to do. Sorry, it's a bit grayish, but I don't have the light now here. I would have to actually go and get it and assemble it, so hopefully you can actually see something. I'm trying to like get the lighting right next time. I was trusting on the sun. Anyway, continue by BC Jairak Kiku. So for this I cannot say that much. It's a new cross. It's a cross with Cattleyas with Brassavola Little Star. And Little Star is crossed with nodosa, and it's called with, I think it was like cordata or supulifolia, one of them. I think there is like renaming or two names with that cordata supulifolia. Yeah. Check for yourself. So the Brassavola Little Star, so check its parentage. Anyway, this is supposed to be, it looks more like Maikai, and I think it had like some sort of like one of these had something to do with Maikai. Sorry, I forgot to mention it, but yeah, just Google Maikai, check its parentage. One of my species, Cattleya, had something to do with it. But anyway, this is like has some similar kind of like flowers like Maikai. I think Maikai had like a nodosa or something behind it. Don't quote me on that one as well. I haven't checked. So do me a favor and check for yourself, and don't take my word so nobody can tell me that I'm talking nonsense. So yeah. Anyway, it's supposed to be fragrant. Comes with the territory if there is like a nodosa behind it. So I assume it's night fragrant. But I cannot find anything else about it. It's supposed to be. I didn't think Cattleyas Lodochesi can take a little bit like a cooler weather. So I need to see. Might actually take it outside next summer if it's not like flowering this year, because I think that's flowering size. What do you think? So if it's not flowering now, I might take it outside next summer and see if it's like if that's going to actually trigger some blooms. But let's see. I didn't want to take it out because I didn't know how it's like its parentage and how it could like cope with that. So didn't want to risk it. Lost one nodosa cross before, so because I put it outside right away, but it wasn't that big. It was seedling size. So this one is a bit bigger. Yeah. Shall we now get to the giants? I'm not sure if I'm able to actually show you. I might have to do it so that I just clear off everything and show it to you behind there next to the wall. So hold on a sec, I'll arrange it. Okay, that giant there. I actually have to think about, maybe I will switch it next time into like this ceramic pot, because that was the biggest one, the plastic pot that I could find, and it was 15 centimeters and it can barely hold this. So now that you can see how high it is, or tall it is, I think it's like 70 or 60 centimeters high from the base to the up of the leaf. So this is Wrinklia, Cattleyas I. I think this is supposed to be Sung, not Sun. Sung Ya Green Dragon King. You can guess why I wanted it. Yeah, it's the green one. So the reason why I went for this, I think I didn't search for the search for the list of port of paradise. I might have taken that first, but this was, I think I found it that easily on the list, so I just took this one. I wanted to try some like complex hybrids. I had already some of these like species Cattleyas, and so I thought, why not take something like totally different that I normally wouldn't do. So I went for this one. So this is a cross between, surprise surprise, Wrinklia Cattleyas Ports of Paradise and Wrinklia Cattleyas. If I say these wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, Meadow Morning, and it was registered in 2000, so it's fairly new, and it should be blooming from spring to maybe fall, depends on the plant. This new pseudobulb is grown while it was with me, and those roots weren't there yet when it came to me. So this is one of those again, which seems to be growing first. It's new pseudobulb, mature it, and then it starts to grow new roots. And when I got it, it was just showing signs of new roots, so I reported it that back then. I have, honestly, with this one, I think it's because of the, I have this really huge chunks. It's like this big. The bark which I'm using, it's pine bark, I think it was. Yeah, Finnish bark. So anyway, this is like something big, which we had like ordered, the association or the Orchid Society had ordered from one place this sort of like bigger bark chips, but they stopped because it was a really small sawmill, and there was some sort of fire or something, so they didn't have the equipment to do that again, because they sterilized it too. So I have like one of the last bunch of these, so yeah, it's really good with Cattleyas, I think. So this one is growing now. The eye started moving after I had reported it. There was some other eyes which were activating, but this was the only one which actually pushed forth. So I'm not sure. It's a little bit smaller than the previous ones, but I guess it's because of it's still growing, luckily. But it's already started the leaf part, this one. So I have that sort of feeling that this might be a bit smaller suitable, and I might have to repot it next year again because of the room. There is no room for all these pseudobulbs. So yeah, I think I'm going to switch into ceramic pot, which if anything I can just break it, I'll buy something from IKEA or so. But yeah, it's sort of like, yeah, I think it's because it lost most of its roots when I repotted it, so it's not like that. It only has these ones, which you can actually see here, so there isn't that many. Yeah, if I can actually erase this. So there isn't that many of them. But yeah. Oh yeah, and with these ones, well, all of my plants, I actually have tested. It was there's horse manure, and then there is chicken, this similar thing. So I used this chicken one because in Finland they do that for some odd reason. Because they were outside, I was able to use that horrible scented product. And I think I got like really good results with my oncidiums with that. So I'm going to show you my oncidiums, but with these ones, I'm not sure. I have to see when the new ones are growing. I think that Laelia purpurata was one of them, which was benefiting from that chicken poo thing. Sorry about that thing. But yeah, anyway. So I was talking about this Wrinklia Sunja green tracker, or Sun, not sure. So it has like 35% of Dowiana, Cattleyas Dowiana, which I'm in love with that too, of course. And then there is Wrinklia digbiana for surprise. I really have to buy that one, I guess. And then there is tenebrosa and granulosa something. Don't know what's name. Yeah, granulosa, I think. Yeah, that was the name. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that was that. And moving to the next one. Oh dear. It just stopped recording or something. I'm not sure if I'm able to actually attach these two videos. So unfortunately, my Cattleya video might be 2 parts, might be in 1 part. Depends if I can find some sort of program in this machine to actually fix this. But yeah, there were some issues with my laptop, and I don't have like programs to actually record things. So this one, this bigger, oddly grown thing is called, I have written that on there, so it was written on it. So this is where to again. So it's BLC King of Taiwan Hong Da Shin or Hin. Don't know which way to pronounce it. But yeah, this is the back of the pulp, and it came like this to me. The pseudobulbs have been growing really funny way. I wanted to have the King of Taiwan because, well, at least I want to have been owned once King of Taiwan because I want to see the blooms. I always see them on videos or pictures or something, but they're not that good. So So this is the newest pseudobulb, as you can see up there. It has this red tinge because it was in full sun when it was growing first, and it was really warm days. So this came to me, these roots were growing when I reported it, and this new pseudobulb had started, which has the cane on it to keep it like upright, growing upright. This actually has room to grow more. I think there is like eye moving there. But yeah. So, what can I say about this King of Taiwan? It's Wrinklia bruce-stanion or something, and Wrinklia Cattleyas purple rupee. So it's like mixture, cross with those two. So there is again Cattleyas dowiana behind it, like I had in that green dragon. So they might be having that sort of influence. It's going to be interesting to see if I can compare the flowers with these two. Although I think green dragon was green, so yeah, but if there is something similar. But the 30% of dowiana. Then there is labiata, then beauregiana and mossae. And it blooms during the fall time. So yeah, that's about it. Everybody knows the King of Taiwan. Hopefully I'm able to actually add this to my video. Sorry about the mixture between these two. But those were all my Cattleyas. I already moved some of them on the shelves. So yeah, that's about it. I don't have more of them. I have like 2, 4, 6, 7, 2 are alone, and no 8. Sorry, I cannot even count now. So there are 8 altogether. 2 are limbed, so I only have 6 myself. But because the other 2 are living in the same area now, so I just thought that I'd bring them in case they bloom at some point. But yeah, thank you for watching, and let's see next time. Bye bye.